retired Master Sergeant of the Air Force, and I have 2 young adult children, Ashley and Matt. Both have von Willebrand's. Ashley's type 1 severe, Matt's type 1 mild. Ashley was not diagnosed till age 4, and being in the military, you have all different kinds of doctors, and I kind of got tired of being accused of beating my own child, because every time we went in, they'd have something to say about it. She was always covered in bruises, not to mention nosebleeds all the time. And I just finally did a lot of yelling, stomping, and convinced them to do just simple lab work. I didn't even know about bleeding disorders at that time. And they just said that it was allergies and not to worry about it. But the typical lab work came back so abnormal, it was them yelling and screaming to get us to specialists at that time. And that's when she was diagnosed. And Matt was diagnosed, of course, right after he was born. I think he was about 1, before we went to Iceland, just because they wanted to make sure whether he had it or not. But we learned about the chapter after moving to South Carolina in 1998, and our first experience was attending family camp. And it was really great to finally learn about bleeding disorders from people that experienced it, as opposed to like Dr. Internet, which was all we really had at the time. I mean, I didn't even know about bleeding disorders, and I had been a nurse for a long time. But the best part about the chapter was that we were accepted for who we were without any question. The chapter really impacted the kids. They met others like them with the same questions and concerns. The kids grew up with the chapter, learning as they grew. Ashley was always involved, starting working with the kids at age 12. While Matt, who actually ran away at the first retreat, we found him calmly watching fishermen on the pier by himself at about age 6. He came to know and care for his blood brothers, as they call themselves, and growing up together. They've grown thanks to the chapter with an increased knowledge of bleeding disorders, and they've both become good advocates for the community. This has all led me to about 6 years ago. The chapter was going through a lot of growing pains, and I made the decision to give back to the chapter that we had learned so much from, to the community that become our extended family. As president and vice president, I had the opportunity to travel to national, regional meetings and chapter leadership conferences with chapters from all over the country. We learned what worked for other chapters to increase bleeding disorder awareness and ways to help our chapter grow. We would bring these ideas back and share them with the board of directors. Slowly over time, with hard work, South Carolina chapter became a chapter of excellence, a place of community support and education. I enjoy sharing at meetings, conferences, retreats, education and support. Making the public more aware of bleeding disorders was and always is the goal. As a nurse, I especially enjoy educating all the school nurses from all over the state. I'm proud to say that if the word hemophilia is used in my hospital, they actually come looking for me. I, in turn, look to the chapter to continue to educate all that will listen. As I end my 6-year term in June, I look to others in the community to take the time and effort to give back to the chapter that gives so much. We need to continue to change the world one person at a time. Through our chapter, the community finds support, education, and above all, love. I thank you for giving me the privilege of serving you all.